So this was the trip to Chatsworth with the horticultural students, and here they are, all ready for a tour around the glasshouses. And this incredible Citrus imperialis, what a size of fruit on that! Not to mention this beautiful Edgeworthia, and of course we have this incredible sort of agave. And then we have the Musa Cavendishii, such a lot of history attached to that, and the Cavendish family, and this lovely cypress. Not to mention, of course, the lovely papaya, rich in medicinal properties and nutrients. Lovely halicornia in the glasshouses that we spotted. And here is Marcus telling us all about the Chatsworth orchids and how they grow them for the house and keep a seasonal display. And here we see him talking about the grapes. And as you can see, the grapes are pruned back very hard, maintaining one of the shoots out of two, but that's still cut back to about 3 or 4 buds. And basically, grapes will fruit a lot more the closer you cut them back to the little spurs. And so this is Marcus, and this is what this is how they've been pruning them, and they scrape the bark so that mealybug can't lay its eggs in with a scalpel. So quite an interesting job there to do in the winter. And then Marcus was kind enough to show us the peaches. Now, the peaches flower on the previous season's growth, so you're cutting out like the oldest woody bit, but leaving last season's. And here's all the students lined up in front of Emperor Fountain, and that at one time was a world record holder. 90 meters high into the sky it would send the water. Incredible, fed from the Emperor Lake, which also passes by the cascade feeding that pool there and the ring pool. And here we are at the ring pond with a lovely sort of beech hedge, just to emphasize that circle, and we're looking up to the rock garden, and we can see the Serpentine Hedge, which was based on a crinkle crankle wall at Hopton in Carsington, and there is a bust at the end of it of one of the dukes, the 6th Duke. Here we go, making our way up through the rockery. Incredible the way that Paxton laid out these rocks and cantilevered rocks and just balancing them. And there you can see the beautiful Wellington rock with the water just running over that. What an incredible feature that was. And in the summer, it has the beautiful Gunner and Manicata in full leaf all around it. And here you can see the students all sat having a rest after chasing around the maze. And they really enjoyed the visit to Chatsworth. And there up on just ahead, you can see where they've been doing some new work, and you might see some jute matting where they've planted a whole range of sort of emergent herbaceous plants, which will keep the weeds down, but it will also create unity in tying the garden together. So they've planted through the jute mats on the bankments into sort of quite heavily mulched areas, and to get them going. And incredibly, they have also unblocked the tunnel, which leads about 200 meters from here up to the maze, which is incredible. And so you can walk all the way through. That's where Paxton had the coal sort of moved underground on these little carriages. And here's a beautiful dry stone wall created in this lovely sort of organic sort of shape, and a really nice piece of work. And here we have the cascade, and apparently each step of the cascade has a different sound. And then we have the temple at the top of the cascade, and then into the vegetable garden, where we have this incredible chain link sort of linking post to post, and roses growing on them, which is a really nice feature at Chatsworth. And they've got all sorts of vegetables and flowers and fruit growing in the garden. Here is the site of the maze, the Great Maze, the big conventional maze. But it's hard to imagine that once upon a time, this was the scene there where all the workers who'd made this fantastic sort of conservatory based on Joseph Paxton's plans. And Paxton was really, the talk of the country, and he went on to be commissioned to build the Crystal Palace in 1851. Just an incredible engineer. And of course head gardener at Chatsworth for a number of years, but absolutely brilliant head gardener. And there's the grotto, and the grotto is quite an interesting sort of feature that has been put, it's been added to, there's sort of been a balcony that's been added to the grotto. Interesting feature, and there's a pond in front of the grotto again with gunnery around it, but it's a really nice structure. It looks like a sort of a hobbit kind of place. There we've got this lovely copper tree. Again, it was quite a feature in its time. And there's some views out into the parkland. Remember, it was Capability Brown, did quite a lot of work here. He destroyed a lot of the formal gardens around the house, and then he created this lovely sort of rolling sort of countryside area with plantings, and obviously developed the water area below to make it more serpentine shape, which is typical of Capability Brown. So fantastic visit. So why not get over to Chatsworth and check it out.